In the frozen Arctic, one hunt will turn into a deadly nightmare. In a world buried under endless ice, where silence feels alive, survival begins with a deadly secret waiting to unfold. In a world of killing cold, this fragile cave holds the only warmth. Unaware that hunger and danger are closing in. But not all cubs are loved the same. In the heart of the frozen wilderness, her mother's gentle touch becomes the only warmth her cub can trust. As hunger tightens its grip, restless movements replace calm. And survival begins to outweigh comfort. With quiet determination in his eyes, the father rises, knowing the cold outside may be deadly, yet survival leaves him no choice but to lead his cub forward. The father pushes forward with silent strength, while the cub, trembling with fear, follows into a world that offers no mercy. The edge of fragile ice and endless darkness below, the father pauses with growing fear, knowing one wrong step could cost both their lives. Far beyond the frozen horizon, a distant chance of survival appears, but reaching it may cost everything. In the endless cold, a distant prey brings a spark of hope, and for a moment survival feels within reach. What he doesn't know, something is already hunting him. Beneath the frozen surface, something moves in the darkness, unseen, but never still. Deep beneath the frozen surface, a massive predator moves silently through the darkness, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Through the dark depths, a green predator races with deadly speed. Searching, hunting, and closing in. Driven by hunger, the predator surges forward, its target now closer than ever. From the hunter's silent focus, the frozen distance begins to close, revealing an unaware target resting in false safety. But in the Arctic, even calm moments hide the shadow of sudden death. Driven by hunger, the father leaps into icy waters toward his prey, while his cub trembles alone on the frozen ice. The father polar bear swims steadily toward the distant black-green seal, every careful stroke watched anxiously by his tense. The father polar bear swims steadily through the icy waters, eyes locked on the distant seal, every stroke driven by hunger and survival. Strikes without warning, turning the hunt into a fight for survival. Without warning, the ocean erupts, and the hunter becomes the hunted. With jaws wide open, the predator rises, and in one unstoppable motion, the bear is taken whole. With one final pull, the struggle ends, and the ocean claims him completely. Standing alone amid endless snow, the cub cries out desperately, searching the icy waters for the father it just lost. Alone on the frozen ice, the cub screams in agony. Its tiny cries, carrying the unbearable pain of losing its father to the dark, icy waters. Alone on the ice, the cub trembles and screams in raw pain, helplessly staring at the distant seal beyond reach. The cub trembles in grief on the ice, as the distant seal leaps into the water, hunting relentlessly. The small polar bear cub screams in terror, racing across the icy snow as the relentless seal closes in behind, hunger and fear driving every desperate step. The small polar bear cub races desperately across the ice, screaming in fear and pain as the relentless seal lunges after it. The terrified polar bear cub sprints across the icy snow. From a distance, the mother and her cub watch in mounting fear as the small polar bear screams and races across the icy expanse, chased relentlessly by the green-black seal. The seal scrambles desperately across the ice as the mother polar bear and her two cubs charge after it, driven by hunger and fierce survival instinct. Across the frozen ground, the seal flees in panic as the mother closes in, driven by hunger and unstoppable instinct. Shaking with fear, the cub cries out to its mother, its tiny voice filled with pain, desperately seeking comfort and safety. Overwhelmed by loss, the cub cries in deep pain as its mother pulls it close, offering what comfort she can in the unforgiving Arctic. With a thunderous call across the frozen silence, the mother releases her raw distress, her voice carrying the weight of loss and unyielding protection. After the chaos, the mother gathers her cubs close. The mother feeds her cubs, giving them warmth, strength, and a fragile chance to survive. Step by step, she walks on through the endless ice, carrying only strength, instinct, and the will to survive. Through the endless cold, a distant shelter appears, offering a fragile hope in a world of survival. At last they step into shelter, leaving the brutal cold behind for a moment of safety and rest. Inside the quiet shelter, the mother gathers her cubs close, giving them warmth, safety, and a moment of peace. In the harsh world of the Arctic, every moment is a fight for survival, where fear, hunger, and instinct decide who lives and who is lost. Amid the frozen silence, pain and survival walk side by side, and every cry echoes the brutal truth of nature.